Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining in, thanks for watching, either way. So today we're going to be working on this 190 hydraulic pump. This is a 3-stage 190 pump. I'm also going to be taking the actuator, this right here, taking the actuator apart and getting it cleaned up and trying to get an idea how I'm going to get that mounted inside of there on the correct steering shaft. A couple ideas, but it always helps to be looking at it. But then we're going to take this apart and see what's inside of there. I've got the book over here that I've read. First steps, obviously taking it off of the motor, which I've done that, and blah blah blah. Do a bunch of common sense stuff to it. Then unbolt and remove the pump from the pump drive. Okay. Usually when I read something like that that lacks details, I take it as, take a look at it, and you probably figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, you probably don't deserve to be taking it apart. But anyway, it's the way it looks to me, it's just going to be these bolts, because they go all the way down into the pump drive. I guess I haven't gotten underneath there to see if there was anything else, but I don't think there was anything else on it. Just a bolt here, and a bolt here. Get it out of the pump drive, and then that, I believe that's going to come off as a unit. I might take the power steering actuator. There's some relief valves and actuators in that. I haven't gotten into that part too much yet, but anyway, I'll get this taken off. So yeah, I'm going to get you on the headset here, and we'll get to work. So stay tuned. Alright, so we got the tin work off. He's got this draining. I got you guys set up over here. Now I'll go ahead and take this apart. Got the small battery on the impact. You got your different stages of impacting. You got your small battery, you don't want to break a 3/8. Got to use it because the 1/2-inch drive stuff doesn't fit in there. And then you got your normal duty stuff, and then you got your, it might be stuck, which I think he's got that battery. Yeah, that battery's over here. It might be stuck, you better get the big one. And then you got the, we're either going to break it or take it off. So bring you over to the GoPro and get after it. Alright, hope your lighting's okay. Got one back here. I don't even know if I'll be able to... Oh, yep. No problem. These ones are here. That one was a little tougher. Look like 1/2 inch, yep. I'm going to go ahead and take that off while I'm at it.
Half.
Kind of self-evident where the long one goes here. So now this, oh, I missed one. This should come off. Yep. that's what that looks like. Like there's some stuff inside of there. Not bad though, it's nice and shined up still. I'll be looking more into it.
Hey, Tina.
Yes, Bob.
Check it out. Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Alright. A little bit of shop humor.
Whew. Got some good flow, huh?
Oh boy. That's too bad. Bunch of fun stuff in here. Anyways, this, I believe this is ready to come off as well. Maybe wrong, let's see. Oh yeah, I'm wrong. Or am I just afraid to? Yeah? That looks like all it is. Where's the dead blow at? Yeah.
On the table? That's not that blow.
I know.
That blow's on the table, I think.
Whatever. Big rubber hammer will work as good as a dead blow.
It's not bad.
Yep.
That blow's a piece of shit.
If I would have been thinking, I'd take these off first. Alright, so I got the lines off. I should be able to take this out now. Maybe.
Hey, Tom. You ready to help me look?
I don't want to pry on this mating surface here. Could you hold this down so I can try to pull this up? I can't get a hold of it to really do much. There we go. Thank you. Oh. It's grease. Nasty grease, but it is grease. Oh, that's gross. This is that nut that I was telling you about. That comes out, there's a needle bearing in here, and then that, I took that out too. Then this comes out this way. See, so on your later models, the hole here is big enough so that you could take it out through the back, or well, through the front without taking your timing, or yeah, you know what I mean, without taking your pump off. So You'll notice this over here is for the governor on, because that was a gas engine. So I'm hoping that the fuel pump hooks up. Shall get into that soon. But anyway, if it doesn't, I might be hunting down another one of these pieces. But I believe that the fuel pump should hook up to this. Once I take this bracket off, I should be able to hook up to it. So we will see. I guess I'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I'll get you stopped here, get cleaned up, clean this pump up a little bit more, and then we'll be taking it apart. So I've got this pretty well cleaned up. He's got this taken apart somewhat here. Alternator is off. All of this stuff's going to have to come off. Pump, everything's going to get disconnected because obviously this won't be here anymore. Fuel pump's got to get taken off. Which unfortunately the easiest way to do that is to take the exhaust manifold, or the exhaust manifold.
Turbo.
Yeah, into the exhaust manifold. I was right first time. But anyway, let's just take this all off and take your whole lines out. Disconnect them there and get them out of the way. Probably just take this off just to get it out of the way. So we'll do that stuff and then I'll bring you back. Alright, got everything cleaned up, set up on the bench here. I've got my paint markers, different colors. Use red and yellow. Alright, so to start off by just marking a line down the whole side of this. Oh, got some. A little excess. So then, I'm going to draw an arrow which direction each one goes, and just for my purposes I'm going to draw towards the front of the engine. This one I'll just kind of this one's kind of obvious, the outside one. Oh, you know what? This isn't even a separate section. That's funny. Oh well. I should get the point on that anyway. I marked extra sections, not paying attention. This part is probably unnecessary to do another side, but I'm going to do it just because, in case I wipe the other side off while I'm after it here. So red one seems to mark better too. test that. Spin it around to see what's going on here. So right here there's O-rings. I'm assuming they started as O-rings. They're kind of flat now. Okay. Well done. Alright, I'm just going to take these out. I'll pause you. Be right back. Okay, so I got my cap screws off, book out. Another reason I like to have these in the sleeves, use a dry erase marker and you can mark some of the stuff. And anyway, this right here, thought this was awesome. Remove the screws attaching pump sections together, then bump the drive shaft against workbench or wood block to separate the pump sections. Do not pry sections apart, as this may damage the sealing surfaces. Obviously. So, that's where I'm at. Let's see what happens. I had a feeling that wasn't going to work the way it said it was going to work, but bench might be too bouncy. Alright, so we're down on the floor now. Hopefully this is a little bit more solid than the bench was and I can get this to come apart. Oh, alright. It's one section anyway. And that's going to be the front. Okay.
Tim.
Yeah. Hold on.
Is that where it's supposed to be? Yeah.
This engine, yep. Because this is newer timing, a little bit of a kind of interesting. This is newer timing advance in it. Let me see if I can explain this off the top of my head. The timing advance inside of the pump is set at, so anyway, 18 degrees, and you make sure that you're lined up here. If I can get a video of it. Mark's lined up. The older engines were timed at 24 degrees. The newer engines were timed at 18 degrees, which helps a lot with cold starts. They changed the internal advance inside of the pump so that when it's wide open at like 34 degrees or 36 degrees. I'd have to look at the numbers to tell you exactly, but okay, so my attempt to explain that off the top of my head was an epic failure. Had my numbers all wrong. So what I was getting at is your older 301s are going to be timed at 26 degrees before top dead, and then that's with the lines lined up inside of your pump, and that's on number 1 cylinder, obviously. So The newer engines, like this one that I'm working on, is timed at 18 degrees. The reason for that being is the newer pumps, they changed the internal timing inside of the pump. So the old pumps were set at, like I said, 26 degrees before top dead, and then they had a 4 degrees internal timing advance inside of the pump. So now what happens once that goes through the cam and hits the crank, that turns into an 8 degrees timing. Do I have this right? Yes. Yeah. Turns that into an 8 degrees once it hits the crank when you're wide open and that's under a load and everything. Basically, when she's giving her all she's got, you're 34 degrees after or before top dead when that's firing. So the newer pumps, the newer engines that I'm working on now are set at 18 degrees, and then they put an 8 degrees timing advance inside of the pump. So, like I said, that doubles by the time you hit the pump. You're at 16 degrees timing advance, wide open under a load, blah, 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 brings you up to 34 degrees. They did that. Big reason they did that was to make it for easier cold starting, just easier starting in general. Obviously, when you got the closer to top dead that you're firing, the more compression that you're going to have in there, and the easier it's going to be to start. So that's kind of what I was getting at, and I messed up my numbers and everything, and hope you guys like my little diagram. I even put a timing mark there so you can see that, but that's some information that I found when I was looking up some stuff. I had just a project that I had, pump was already off of the engine, and I wasn't even sure if the pump was right for the engine, and trying to figure out which pump the engine took, I stumbled across this information. It was something that I never forgot, so thought it was kind of cool. So anyway, you guys get the point now. Hope you enjoyed that little lesson. Alright, so we're back up here on the bench. Working on getting this apart. Shit was coming with the dead blow. I think it was anyway. Yeah. It's interesting. It says very specifically not to do anything with those. I understand why. There's no seal in between there, so you don't want to booger them up. Alright, so as you can see, this is starting to separate. I'm just going to keep after this, and I'll bring it back after I get it apart. So I got another piece off. I just kept tapping around, rolling around and tapping it out until it came off of there. Got to a certain point where it was loose enough on the pegs that I was able to just pull it off then, wiggle it a little bit. Got these two gears that came off of here. It's kind of self-evident where they go, because one has teeth and one is smooth. So next step is going to be getting this one apart. Which again, the book says to beat it off of a piece of wood. So I'm going to do that again and bring you right back. Okay, so I think if I just take my dead blow and tap this out of here, popped out back here. Actually came apart pretty easy, so I figured if you could beat this on a wood block, you could hit it with your dead blow. Now the main reason I was taking this apart is because I knew that there had to be got some water in it and stuff, and I just wanted to inspect what it looked like. And so far it's used. You can see some here, but can't really feel it. A little bit with my fingernail there, but I don't see any reason I can't clean it up, put it back together. So that's a good thing. So far, maybe when I clean it I might find something else, but I just kind of been looking at stuff as I've been taking it apart here, and so far it hasn't been too bad. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up. I'm sure there might have been an easier way to getting it apart, but being this is my first time doing it, I don't think I did too bad. So like I said, I'll get cleaning this up, and then I might end up putting it back together today if I don't seem like I need anything. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Well, we're just working in the garage, and I looked out and seen this. What are you two doing?
We're doing the snow on the head.
Really?
I'm thinking about the snow.
My brother's poor 70-20. There's a story about that too that I'll save for another time.
What? Where's 720?
Right there.
Oh, he brought it over here, huh?
Coming down pretty good. Alright, so we're going to end the video here today. A couple of things that we found while we were taking it apart. Well, while he was taking it apart, I should say. This is the intake. You see there's oil in there, which is not good. It's not good for a couple of reasons, but if you get too much oil in there, end up with what they call a runaway diesel. And a lot of you guys probably already know about that, but basically the oil starts to burn, and you cut the fuel off and it'll still be burning oil if you're getting enough through the turbo. The only way to get it shut down is to get the air filter, well, is to cut the air off. So somehow plug the air filter, take your shirts off, take your pants, your underwear, something. If you don't want it to go sky high, you better do something if you end up out there naked or not. Anyway, find a way to stop the air going to it. But since we found this, it brings up another subject that kind of a sore subject was the tin wort. I know you guys seen how I had it cut open, and that was for the lack of wanting to get, well, spend the money on the pump, or on the turbo. But the way it looks, we're going to need a turbo. So basically, you see how this one angles out this way, and made it so I had to cut the tin out. There's a kit that it actually angles in, and if it does that, I know where to get another side tin. My exhaust pipe then will come straight up out of the existing hole. It won't quite be centered on there, but it'll be pretty darn close. And so I guess you guys will get to see that, and then I'll figure out where I can get that turbo kit and put a link in one of the videos that I'm working on. So that ought to be kind of neat. I do not have a harmonic balance puller. We got everything out. I thought I had one, but I don't have anything that'll work for this. So that's going to be what's kind of stopping us today. I'll have to go to town and get something. And other than that, everything's running around pretty smoothly. We got to get obviously valve cover. Clean all that up. Get a valve cover seal. And there's a couple other little things, but we'll get to that in the future. But like I said, it's snowing out there. He wants to fire the snowmobile up, and I'd like to get it inside somewhere. So I guess we're gonna go do that and try to have a little bit of fun in the snow. So thanks for watching. Give me a like and a subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thanks for watching. Either way, have a good one. Alright, got some bonus footage, everybody. This is 2 videos in a row now that I've been wrong about trying to end the video. But anyway, we just decided to build a puller really quick. I don't even know what I was thinking about going to town to get one. So, whatever. So we're going to build a puller. Got a piece of metal out of my metal scrap pile. My small one in the shop here. Don't do this at home, you know. Wear safety goggles, and you know, you should probably put that into a clamp and stuff like that. Safety disclaimer, right? So basically, this right here almost fit. So that made it pretty simple to make a template out of it, because when it's lined up, I can get this, you can see, maybe you can see, it almost fits. So we just marked this out and added a little bit of length, drilled it out to going to be a 1/2 inch, so that way it works. Then we'll have this, easiest way. I don't have a tap that's fine thread. I was just going to thread into this or put a nut on it or something, but I don't have either of those things. So Bob Vila over here pointed out, he said, well, why don't you just put this on the back side of it? So there you go. We'll bring you back. So there's the final product. A piece of metal with some holes in it, if you could imagine that. Huh. Lined up, huh? Maybe?
Yeah. I believe so.
That one just need the threads cleaned out on it.
I cleaned them out earlier.
Oh. Might need to wallow it out. Alright, a couple adjustments. That's the professional way of doing it.
Perfect.
Perfect. Oh, that seemed like it was a little bit better this time.
Mm.
Gonna have to get something put in there. Okay, we didn't need anything after all. What's up?
I'm just giving it a second.
Oh, I thought you were scared of something. You seen something. Ooh, what happened?
Uh-oh. Yank the bolt out.
Well then. That's amazing. Great. So, if I can get my... These are junk bolts, obviously. You can see where it just ripped the threads off of these bolts. So we're going to have to get some better bolts. Didn't do anything to the... Balance through there. Didn't do anything to them threads. So, there's a reason they give you hardened bolts with these, but I was hoping they'd be good enough. I'll have to see what I can find. So he's already found a solution. I kind of figured if the puller would have came with it, we would have used them, but...
I didn't want the long ass ones.
Mm-hmm. I do have these shorter ones. I think they're the same. They've got an Allen head on them. Indeed.
Huh.
I can find 3 of these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so we're set up again.
Take 5.
Yep, take 5 or 10. That's just a socket inside of a specialty socket for some sort of rims. We don't even know. A friend of mine found that alongside of the road and brought it to me. I said, oh, I'll find a way to use it somehow. So here we are. You happy?
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
Okay. As you see, we got some grade 8 bolts in there now. Something's gonna give, I'll tell you that. Oh, that was it popping off, right? That's what
I don't know, I
clunk
can't
was?
see. Nope.
No. What happened?
I don't know.
That popped
Thread
out?
pulled out.
Wow. Okay. We're gonna need something a little different. So again,
Well, let me roll them out.
didn't do anything to them threads, but we did there. So we're gonna have to change our approach a little bit. Okay, so we went back to the drawing board. The main reason that this wouldn't work is because the outside of the pulley was hitting this lip. So I just marked it out and I ground a little bit out of it. I don't really see any reason that that's gonna cause this to break, grinding that much out of it. So let's see what happens. I might have to grind a little bit more on them, but we'll see.
I have to go a little more, man. Like,
Just on the, up here.
yeah, let me see a pin.
Alright, just ground a little bit more out of it. Looks like it went on there pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I've had this problem with this puller before, certain things that I just couldn't quite get around, and it was always just a little bit that I needed in order to get to it. So I'm not mad at all. We have to find our socket situation here. Actually, with this one, where did that socket go now? Okay. So now, this should do the trick.
Maybe.
Yeah, the impactor helps because of the vibration. Tighten it up real good.
Gotta have one of these for the project. Alright, let's hope and pray, guys. I put a little bitty, itty bitty goddamn little battery on too.
We don't want to break stuff battery.
Yeah. It'll still break stuff, so I'll tell you. Seen that, right?
No, I didn't. What?
The slit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the first one to probably pop off.
Hold on.
Is it on still? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
Alright. I guess I ain't gonna go nowhere if I got a hub. I knew it.
Pink. Wonderful. Oh, this is turning out to be one stubborn mother trucker.
Yeah, this ain't cool.
Yeah, we'll get it. Mark my words, we'll get it.
Oh yeah.
Taking off quite a lot of these on different engines, and this has got to be the toughest one that I've dealt with. So we will get it. Okay, so we are back one more time.
Oh, this time it's gonna work.
This time it's going to work. We had to do just a little bit more modifications. Had to grind a little bit more out of it so that these lay down in better. You can see now I've got that nice and straight so that it lays onto it. So hopefully looks good. That one looks good. Oh, look at this right here, Tom. Look at right there. It needs to get a little bit more on that edge.
Why,
See
it's
how
all the way down
touching?
in it?
No, it's not. Look, I see air through it. Like this one here, I can't see anything.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. So, what's your thingy?
Oh, let me see this one.
I was gonna spin it, but yeah.
That one. That one doesn't look bad either.
You want me to take this one off? I think this is good.
I think it is too. It's down on
This
it.
is good.
Let's just give it a shot. Right,
I mean, I'll give it another Bob Vila.
another Bob Vila. Okay.
That was a Bob Vila.
All right. All right.
Give me a little thing.
I'm with it, sir.
What's up, little guy?
As long as I get to
I already
watch,
used a whole bar.
as long as I get to watch you work, and don't forget your socket.
Yeah.
That's it.
I want this one.
Yeah, that's the one you want.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bah. Hey man, don't fall off.
Jeez. Something just broke. Pop off the bottom.
Yep.
Man. Take 10. Yep. Here we go again.
This is start. What is it? Start 8. Fucking da da da. I mean, I don't understand anymore.
What do you need, man? What do you
I
need?
need some light.
Oh, do you?
Can't see the hole. Oh, man.
Blind myself with it. gonna work. It's gonna work.
Here we go. Let me be back. Lily B. Battery ain't got no balls, dude.
Must be a big boy job. Small, big one.
Yeah, the original one I had on.
The original. Alright. Oh, he puts the. Oh, you're just going about full hog.
Left off again in the bottom one.
Well. Alright, one last modification before we decide that we need a fancy one from town, which I really don't want to do that. They're not cheap, and there's nowhere to rent a good one to do what we need it to do. So I'm really hoping that this works. This puller has never failed me in all the years. Oh! Boom, baby! Yeah! High five. High five, Bob Vila. There we go.
Ah, man. Thank God.
That was by far the toughest.
Yeah, that's
Look
the
at
worst
that.
one
You
I've
tell
ever-
that came out of a combine, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it's bad. I've never had that many problems trying to pull these off before.
Oh, man. I think it had some heat to it before.
Man, I guess. Darcy B, you good? All right. This was going to be added on to the video that I had made, but this turned out to be a whole video in its own. So, hope you enjoyed it. Watching us struggle with this thing. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.